progress, continually moving forward beyond the obstacles of the past. But in the race to equality, history has shown that oftentimes the larger the obstacle, the slower the progress. Communities can struggle in conflict for decades, even generations, without finding common ground for resolving their differences. We see these seemingly unsolvable problems every day in the news, but we have also seen, in a few cases, a means to move past these differences. A Truth and Reconciliation Commission is a group tasked with discovering and revealing past wrongdoings in the hope of resolving conflict left over from the past. One of the most well-known examples of a Truth Commission can be found in South Africa after apartheid. Authorized by President Nelson Mandela and former Archbishop Desmond Tutu, the commission identified witnesses who were victims of gross human rights violation and invited them to give statements about their experiences. Perpetrators of violence could also give testimony and request amnesty from both civil and criminal prosecution. By discovering and revealing past wrongdoings committed by a government or institution, truth commissions help prevent the repetition of past mistakes. This project has been repeated across the globe and in the United States as well. In 2005, residents of Greensboro, North Carolina, formed a Truth Commission to examine the causes and consequences of the 1979 massacre of 5 protesters at the hands of local Klansmen, which resulted in their acquittal by an all-white jury. The commission determined that local law enforcement was aware of an impending conflict, yet failed to have a presence in its prevention. This fall will mark the beginning of a Truth Commission in Detroit. Over the course of 2 years, the commission will work with individuals and organizations to identify patterns and practices of racial inequities that historically existed and even contributed to the 1967 civil disturbances in Detroit. They will be charged with identifying actions taken to change and correct unequal practices, while also identifying policies and practices that need to change to achieve racial justice and reconciliation. There comes a time in the life of every community when it must look honestly and seriously into its past in order to provide the best possible foundation for moving into a future based on healing and hope. In the race to equity, the truth leads to solution. Join the efforts of Metro Detroit's Truth and Reconciliation Commission as they examine racial inequity in Detroit